Hi, I'm Senator Shelley Moore Capito.
I'm U.S. Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith.
Senator and Dr. Bill Cassidy. The powerful drug cartels are coming after your kids, your neighbors, your students, your family members.
Your neighbors, your students, your family members,
and your friends.
No one is spared as fake pills laced with fentanyl are beginning to look like candy.
As a parent, Laura, 2 children, I asked you, a boy and a girl, this must be exceptionally horrifying.
It is terrifying.
Drug traffickers are now advertising to children that they're going after the children to try to get the children.
And the worst part is, of course, we don't have to be in this place if we actually enforced the laws on our southern border.
At our southern border.
Fentanyl dealing that's coming through the southern border.
And then so the drug dealers have houses that the kids will come and knock on the door on, and then they'll give that to them?
I'm thinking that's how it's going to happen, yeah.
So drug dealers would be giving away...
Not drug dealers, the illegals that are here.
These pills are a deliberate effort by drug traffickers to drive addiction.
To drive addiction.
The children addicted.
To drive addiction.
Among kids and young adults.
What also I think is noteworthy is they're not looking to get an addict. They're not looking to get a long-term customer. They're looking to kill.
They're not looking for long-term customers. They're looking to kill friends, family in your home. Halloween's coming. You see this nerd box? How about that Whoppers box? They're coming to kill illegals, killed, murder, drugs, kill. So if you've been paying attention to all that stuff in the buildup for probably the past month or so, as Halloween approached, you'd be prepared to die. At one point, I think they did say they're coming for everyone. Let's look exactly how many people these fentanyl.
No one is spared, they say. No one is spared.
No one is spared, that's right, that's the term. No one is spared. Here's this headline from Vice. Exactly 0 kids got rainbow fentanyl in their Halloween candy. So apparently everyone was spared. And again, like I said about midterm elections and these culture wars, you're not gonna hear about them. Because I dare you to check out Fox News today and find out how much they're talking about all the fentanyl colored candies that were consumed by your 5-year-olds. Here's more details. While fentanyl has started turning up in the form of colorful pills, the Halloween scare appears to be yet another case of misunderstanding fueling misinformation. Is it though? Now, 2 days after Halloween, there hasn't been a single report of candy mixed with fentanyl, rainbow variety or otherwise. Weird. It's crazy because I feel like they definitely would have reported it if it was definitely happening. So most of this fear mongering came from right-wing media, as we saw there, as well as that PSA by 13. It was 13 Republicans that signed on to that, but it wasn't just Republicans because if you see one party doing this and maybe getting some kind of success or backing behind it, establishment Democrats have to as well. Enter Chuck Schumer.
This is a picture of real fentanyl. These are sweet tarts. And if you opened up this little container of sweet tarts, it would look about the same. That's what the drug dealers are doing. They say, oh, this will give you a great high, and it looks innocent. So the kids are far more likely to take it.
Hey, I'm a candy connoisseur. That roll of sweet tarts is definitely probably about 2 times larger than those fentanyl pills, but just saying. And they're shaped differently. They don't have M's on it or whatever the hell is written on it. All that's different, but fine. Maybe children can't tell the difference. Maybe they can tell the difference here. Let's look at this image in graphic 3, you guys. Because Whoppers are bright blue, small pill-like things. Come on, bro. So before we get into, there's parts about this that I actually didn't know, Ben. But first of all, did you go trick-or-treating? And did you get any fentanyl pills?
I did get a lot of them. I'm waiting to eat them until Thursday. I want to make sure the current real candy gets out of my system. The other thing that they ignore, by the way, the other thing they ignore is that they want to use this to demonize yet again people that come illegally here without documentation to seek a better life and demonize them with the no deaths that happened. When in fact, the facts show that most of the fentanyl being brought here across the border is from US citizens who are drug traffickers that get caught coming back across the border. But facts has never stopped a good, hateful, bigoted story. There's a chance to demonize immigrants coming to the country that was built, and his whole purpose is to give people refuge for a better life. Do it, whether or not it's based in fact or not. Your viewers don't care about facts, they care about fear.
Ben, what's wrong with you? That's no way to get Republicans elected, by talking about facts and truth and actually showing us what it is that's happening versus what it is that they're saying. But you know what? I bought into the level of things that happen to kids and their candy and all that stuff my entire life. And you know what? It's really hard to shake, so I understand. It's just when it comes to the fentanyl part, this introduction to that, it's just become the modern version that they want to do. Let's point out the stuff that I've always believed my whole life, which again, is a significant percentage of me that still does. So this whole Halloween myth about things being laced and you're gonna find this and that in your kids' candy has been timeless. But according to Joel Best, he's a professor of criminology and criminal justice at the University of Delaware. He said this, if you want to listen to him. Best said that in the decades he's spent researching this topic, he's never once found any evidence that any child has ever been killed or seriously hurt by a treat found in the course of trick-or-treating. I really didn't know that. If you give a dose of fentanyl to kids in elementary school, you have an excellent chance of killing them, is what Best told the Associated Press. If you do addict them, what you're going to do, try to take their lunch money. No one is trying to addict little kids to fentanyl, because again, they're looking for the money. And one more part, this is what I really didn't know. The closest thing to a case like the ones that so many parents worry about comes from 1974. Back then, an 8-year-old died after eating pixie sticks laced with cyanide. But the culprit wasn't a stranger handing out candy to trick-or-treaters. It was the child's father who apparently did it to get life insurance money. And then of course, as we do with many of these folks that are trying to get some kind of money or clout or something, what he did was he blamed it on his kid going out, getting some candy from strangers and neighbors, and then that's what had the cyanide in it, and that's what killed his son. But he was busted, as you can see there. But now it's grown all the way up to immigrants. No, not the drug dealers, as that lady said. It's the immigrants. That is the point. And when you see someone like that say it, they go, mission accomplished. Story told, there it is. Did you know about this, Ben? His background?
Yeah, I've been personally, when I was a kid, I was killed by Halloween candy, 7 different Halloweens. Every Halloween I would get killed by delicious candy. Killed at least as far as my sweet tooth goes, you know what I mean? I mean, we are living, this is the perfect example. Yeah. This is the perfect example of fear media. To have a story for 70 years on the news every year that has literally never come true. At some point, do these people just laugh at themselves? Does that Fox morning show idiot that always looks like he doesn't even know what he's saying when he's saying it, go and look in the mirror and be like, I'm a fool, but whatevs. I get a paycheck for it.
You know what I do wonder about a little bit though, my very, very, very last point here, because we've seen the setup of the disaster has to be there for us to continue to push this narrative. Now, if this information spreads, like how often does this really happen? I think people who may want it to happen may start trying to implement some of these issues. I mean, seeing the guy from 1974 did it for his own purposes. Humans are still humans, especially the worst kinds.
Even dogs are humans, by the way. He just woke up.